So this is the Galaxy S25 Edge. It's super thin, super light, and that's really the selling points of this entire phone. And the truth is, you wouldn't really know how awesome this feels unless you kind of hold it yourself. But if I put a case on this, now it's different. It's still super thin, it's still super light, but it feels like the veil has been lifted. And now you can look beyond those things. So then the question becomes, should I spend 1100 USD on a smartphone that I want to use for an extended period of time? Well, should you? Now, the Galaxy Edge series has an interesting history. Now, back in 2014, when Samsung started making it, it was about showcasing their flexible display technology and more or less standing out. The smartphone market was crowded and Samsung was looking for an advantage, so they started hunting for new ways to eliminate the bezels on your screen. Now, the Note Edge, which was the first Galaxy Edge phone, had a 77.2% screen-to-body ratio, while other phones like the iPhone 6 and even the Samsung Galaxy S25 were released in the same year, had about 65.8 and 69.6% screen-to-body ratio. So it worked. People loved the curved display of the Note Edge and the beauty of how slim the bezels looked. But then people started to see the disadvantages of having such innovations, and the Edge phones became just about the curved screen that cost a little more to manufacture and nothing more. So Samsung stopped making them, but they left some sort of a legacy. Samsung transferred the curved display to the Galaxy S phones, and that's how we got curved displays on Samsung flagships. Fast forward 10 years, the Edge series has made a comeback, and we have this, this very, very thin phone. So this phone, unlike many other previous Edge phones, is not about the screen-to-body ratio or being the king of displays. The S25 Ultra has a higher screen-to-body ratio than this phone, and everybody knows that Samsung really is the best display makers in the entire smartphone industry. But there is similarities between previous Edge phones and the S25 Edge, and it is the will to always innovate. Now, previous Edge phones were about proving a point that phones can be bezel-less, while the S25 Edge is about proving a point that we can make a very, very thin phone and still maintain excellence in every aspect of that phone. But can we? Now, before we find out, I am so close to 30,000 subs, and this is something that I've been aiming for a very long time. So if you're enjoying this video so far, then you should hit the subscribe button, like this video, because this is what I do. I try to make great videos for you guys, and trust me, you do not want to miss out. So if you take a look at the form factor, it looks like we can actually make that kind of phone. It has the same premium build as the S25 Ultra, the frame is titanium, and the back glass is protected with Corning-made Gorilla Glass Victus 2. The fingerprint sensor is an ultrasonic, and it is IP68 rated. Exact similar specifications you will see on the S25 Ultra. Now, it doesn't have the S Pen, which I'm kind of happy about, and the display is protected with Gorilla Glass Ceramic 2 instead of the anti-reflective coating that is on the S25 Ultra. But those are not really major cuts because ceramic glass protection is very reliable, and based on Samsung's internal statistics, the majority of the Ultra users don't really use the S Pen. So the design and the build quality ticks all the boxes of a high-end smartphone, except it actually looks better than most high-end smartphones that you've ever seen. But that is just one aspect of the phone. What about the other aspects? This phone is powered by the Snapdragon 8 Elite, which is the same chip that is on the S25 Ultra and the OnePlus 13, and almost all the best performance smartphones in the industry right now. Now, the chip has improved on raw power performance, improved efficiency, faster AI processing, and better power management. I've tried all the routine things I typically use on a smartphone, and it holds up pretty well. For example, I had a 2-hour video call with a friend of mine, and it didn't get warm even once. And again, this is because it's similar specs to the S25 Ultra. The same chip, the same CPU, the same cores, the same clock speed, the same RAM, the same base storage, the same GPU, the same everything, to be fair. Now, remember that the goal for this phone is an attempt to build an ultra-level phone, but in a much more lighter and thinner chassis. So when you look at the display too, they took the great features on the S25 Ultra and fit them into this phone. 2600 nits of peak brightness, a 120Hz refresh rate with an LTPO Tech HDR10 Plus, and a QHD display resolution. Trust me, the feeling of having an ultra-light display on a phone this thin is incredible. it almost feels like you're holding just the display. So if the phone is that good, why can't you just walk into a retail store and splash 1100 USD on this phone? Well, it's because there are a few things I haven't told you guys yet. Number one is pretty obvious, and that is the battery life. Imagine having all those good things I just said about the display, then having to run it on a 3900 million powers of battery. Currently, the smartphone world is in that 5000 million power range, and we are still asking for an even bigger battery. Everyone wants a bigger battery because smartphones are getting more impressive and more powerful, and people are scrolling on their phones every time they can. Our displays are brighter, our displays are more colorful, and our phones are getting smarter, and we can use generative AI capabilities to run difficult tasks across various applications. 3900 million pounds of battery is a no for me. A 2-hour video call takes this battery from about 90% when I started to about 37% at the end of the call. That doesn't really cut it, especially when the phone doesn't charge that fast. And the reason why this phone's battery is so average is because of the things we like about it, and that is just how the build quality and how thin this phone is. There are so many components to fit inside a phone's chassis, and when a phone is just about 5.8 millimeters thick, you have to be conservative. So it means an average battery life and a reduced cooling system. Now, the S25 Edge packs most of the powerful features you will get on an Ultra phone, but it doesn't have the same thermals. It can have the same thermals because the vapor chamber on the S25 Ultra is larger, and this phone can't fit that inside. So you get a smaller vapor chamber. So while you can have a 2-hour call without the phone warming up, you can't go far playing an intense game before it starts feeling kind of hot. Neither can you do a video shoot as long as you can on the S25 Ultra before the phone starts telling you to stop. Now, the performance is great though, but the sustained performance is just average. And this goes for the camera too. Now, the main camera has the same sensor that is seen on the S25 Ultra, the same aperture and other features that you will see on the S25 Ultra. The same goes for the selfie camera. The pictures I take with those two sensors are just what I expect the best Samsung phones to produce. But then, because it is thin and light, the ultra-wide camera has a feature cut and the phone has no telephoto camera at all. Now, while it's not exactly the worst thing in the world, there are certain situations where you would wish you had a better ultra-wide camera, or you had that dedicated telephoto lens for, optical zooming and all that good stuff. So if you're really into cameras and you want your smartphone camera to be the best of the best, then this, you can already rule out this phone as not being your primary phone. Normally, this cuts wouldn't really stress me out, except the Edge costs about $200 less than the S25 Ultra when it was launched. And right now, if you look around pretty well, I'm pretty sure if you look around like different retailers and whatnot, you can probably get the Ultra for about the same price as a brand new Edge. So now you have to kind of think and ask yourself certain questions like, should I get a phone that was built to be a thinner and lighter version of the S25 Ultra, but ultimately is not? Or should I get the Ultra itself for a similar price range? If you think most people won't find that question very easy to answer, then just look at this, for example. The S25 Edge is an ambitious project. It's the most impressive and best looking phone I've seen in a while. And the experience you get from using it is just like this. Sorry, it's just like, it's top notch at the end of the day. But smartphones are not that thick. Almost no one is complaining about the thickness of smartphones in 2025. People want an Ultra phone with a smaller screen size, people want bigger batteries, people want faster charging and expanded base storage, and people just want longevity with their phones. People don't want this. Like, I love it, but people don't want this. So for now, it's just commonsensical to go for the Ultra, or you can even go for the base S25 or even the S25 Plus for a much more cheaper price. Next year, or whenever Samsung figures out how to make this phone a very compelling Ultra-like phone, I would give it a salute. But for now, this doesn't just work. What do you think about the S25 Edge? Is it something that you're worth buying or something that you're thinking about? Comment down below and let me know. Thank you guys again for watching this video. I really appreciate you guys for getting me to almost 30K. We are not there yet, but pretty soon. With all that being said, my name is KJ, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.